This is an entire game of 6k squad damage and 20 squad kills in an Apex Predator lobby. Please consider following so I can continue helping you guys get better at this game. I still try to land on a shotgun bin if it is available so that I can get my Mozambique, upgrade it to blue, and then holster one of them so that I'm running the single Mozambique. If there's no shotgun arsenals, I usually try and land on whatever assault bin is available. That way I can get the team an instant 100 evo and we can move on quickly without looting for too long. I don't necessarily care that the assault bin will give me random attachments for random guns if I drop on it straight away, because in reality all I need is a Mozambique, which is pretty easy to find in any POI on the floor, and a 1x. That's all I really need. And if I can't find the 1x, I just go to any arsenal, pick up a short range weapon and upgrade it once, because that will produce a 1x. Then I can drop that gun that I've just upgraded, replace it with the Mozam, and I will have a Mozam with a 1x. Now sometimes if I don't find a blue bolt, it's a little bit rough, but the 1x is the most important attachment. Even with no bolt, the gun is still very viable, and I don't really need too many other attachments. In most games I would have moved on by now, but we're about a minute and 10 seconds deep and we're ready to move on to the next POI. Here we're deciding to go to Echo. We're deciding to push that super fast. I'm checking my map to make sure the team from Pylon isn't already pushing on us, because it's very common that the Pylon team will third party quickly. Now I'm a little bit ahead of my teammates and I can already see that these guys are walking up on me. So as I get a little bit closer, I move cover to cover and I stay for a second so that my teammates can catch up to me, so that I'm not just entering all by myself. I have a quick look for information, but I know this is well out of the range for the Mozam. So what I do is I start wrapping hard left, putting pieces of rocks and different pieces of cover, and even dipping down below this little hill line so that I'm out of their view while moving closer and breaking the distance down between me and the enemies. I spot one standing out in the open, so I pause, shoot, and then I move up to the next piece of cover. I always have a way out very quickly if someone decides to shoot me out in the open. I'm seeing that they're moving back away from us, so I'm getting a little bit more aggressive, but as soon as this seer scans me, I know that he's going to try and capitalize on it, so I plant my feet completely, gun swap to try and get the finish, and then I'm getting super aggressive because these guys are super low. They're telling me that the final guy's behind the rock, so I'm just going to swing on the low ground, and it's a very easy wipe for that first team. When I'm in the box, I immediately go for a swap, some shield, some ammo, and I switch to the RE45. I've been using it a lot more recently because it has a little bit faster of a time to kill. And you'll notice as I'm upgrading my RE, I'm looking up that hill because I'm fully expecting them to come from there. They come 1 second after I look away, and all I'm doing is taking my time, resetting fully, because if I'm full health and my teammates are full health, we're gonna have a great chance of winning whatever fight there is. I'm looking back to get a little bit closer and re-exiting from a place that's a little bit closer, but I'm moving very fast. I can see that one guy's a Vantage, and I don't mess with Vantages because that can knock you in literally 1 second of being exposed. So I'm doing short peeks, changing my angles to different doorways, and I'm just drawing attention to myself because I don't have the range to plow these guys from this distance. I'm listening to my teammates' comms on damage, and as soon as he gets a knock, I'm ready to push, but they also communicate that there's another team pushing from behind us. So I tell the team to just hold the building for the moment, and because we're going to get swarmed from two different directions, I make the decision to tell my teammates that we should probably play the low ground underneath. That way we can fight the team that's pulling up on us without getting griefed from the long distance of the guys sniping from the hill. They also have to reset quickly. I see a guy holding a doorway. I don't want him to keep holding that doorway, so I drill it to reduce the option for him, and then I double swing with my Valk and instantly gun swap and try to keep pressure. I'm the lowest on my team, so I'd let my teammates take over for a second while getting a quick shield swap, and then I'm immediately turning to see if that team that was up on the hill is dropping down from the same way that we are. I'm getting myself healthy again, and I see my teammate take damage, so I have another look, and there's someone trying to come through the doorway, so I use my ult to counter ult the Axel, and I do some damage. I see that he's sliding around the right, and he's probably going to come around this corner, so I open it up, take my 1v1s, back out, reset myself again, putting myself into a corner. I can see that my teammates are holding other people off. Then I can hear them again trying to come from this exact same way, so I go out, stay in hip fire up close, again reset myself again. That's 2 down. I can hear him in a 1v1, so I cancel my bat by using my shoot button and finish off the last guy. Now I can fully reset. I'm in the corner. I'm safe from any other remaining third parties that are around, but it seems that we've finished up this fight for the moment. I go AFK for a second because I just kind of went crazy in that fight, and I need to clip it, and I just sort of clip it real quick, and my teammates punch me because they saw that I was AFK. Now because we've wiped everyone, I know that we've got a second to breathe. I can loot for a little bit longer just just see if there's anything important that I'm missing, and I'm only in the loot boxes for a second or two each. You really need to make sure you're not overlooting. Right now I've got 2 guns that are max attachments. I've got bullets for both guns. I've got all the heals in the world. I've got grenades. There's nothing else I really need. My backpack is sort of sorted at the moment. I usually prefer to carry about 150 shotgun ammo if it's available. Then I carry 3 stacks or 2 stacks of whatever my secondary gun is, depending on what it is. Usually if it's an alternator or something light, I'll only carry 2 stacks. But if it's something energy, I usually carry 3 stacks because the stacks are slightly smaller. My teammates find someone else over here. And again, because I'm basically running double close range, I'm moving cover to cover. I'm trying to break down any sight lines that people could have on me, keeping things in the way as I move up slowly. My teammates are pinging that someone's close, but it seems that they're just going further and further back. So I'm trying to go across, putting this rock in the way as I move across, then putting the truck in the way as I move across, then putting these boxes in the way as I move across. I've always got a way out if someone starts trying to beam me out in the open. That guy's not worth thirsting because his teammate's trying to run away and they're not really going for any revives or anything like that. So I'm chasing him down. If you didn't know this, if somebody gets away on an enemy team and they revive the 2 teammates, if you killed them the first time and then you kill them again, the ones that you already eliminated the first time don't actually count as KP. So it's better that you just wipe a team straight away because you can only get the kills from them one time anyway. There's no point letting people run away and revive because you can't farm extra actual points. You will just have to struggle through getting the extra kills without getting any additional points from eliminating them multiple times. They implemented this a while ago when people were just running Loba and Crypto and getting 1,000 meds and then just reviving each other in ring and killing each other over and over and over again to cheat the rank system. So if you're wondering why that's a thing, that's the reason why. Also, if you're ever unsure if you should actually listen to anything I say, I just want to let you know that I started at D4 when the solo queue mode came out, and I solo queued my way to Pred in just like a week or 10 days or something, and I've missed out on 2 whole weeks of ranked at the start of the split that I did not play. If I had played that, I'd probably be 200 pred or something like that, and I'm only playing about 5 hours a day. Most people that you see that are 750 pred are playing 8 to 12 hours a day and struggling to hold 750, playing all the way from the start of the split. That's the difference. These guys have major high ground on us and they've got Watson fences. I don't want him to look over that way because I don't want him to beam my teammate. So I put a drill on it. I go to look for another entry to see if there's any fences, and there are fences on this one, so I jump off early. I want to shoot out the fences. You can actually shoot the nodes if they put them right on the edge from below, and it only takes about 50 damage to break one. So I go up, but then I get absolutely triple double rushed. It was a bit of a stupid push for me to make it so choreographed where I was coming from. That was completely my fault. I shouldn't have shot the fences out and gone straight up because that was too obvious of a push. I should have shot the fences out, waited, and then gone up once they were distracted on something else. As my teammate revives me, my other teammate drops his shield and then goes and gets a new one from the box. That way we can get a quicker reset, giving me an instant shield as soon as I get up, meaning I only have to pop a med kit. It's a lot faster of a reset. Since we're in a dead zone, I'm going to just tell you about my backpack a little bit more. I like to carry 4 bats, 2 med kits, 6 syringes, and 12 cells. Anything more than that, I don't really think is necessary, and you can get into a bad habit of carrying a lot more than that, especially when you have overflow. I find that when I have overflow, I carry 12, I sometimes carry 18 cells by accident, and it doesn't even make sense logically because with overflow, each cell actually does more. So having 12 cells still, you're still going to actually get even more shield than you would have if you had just 12 cells regularly. Now, this next fight is genuinely poorly played from me. You'll see that I get the knock here, and then I start trying to thirst this guy. As soon as he defends himself, I should have stopped trying to thirst him, because what I end up doing is I end up wasting way too much time trying to finish some guy because I'm desperate for some sort of kill or something here. He's defending very easily because he's obviously M&K. He would not be able to defend that quickly if he wasn't, and in that process I lose 50 health and one of my teammates gets knocked. Now if I was just pushing with my teammates, my teammate would not have gotten knocked and I would have taken 0 damage and not had to reset. But I've been pulled out of this fight for 20 seconds trying to do a stupid thirst. So please really try to reduce the desperation of your thirsting. Right now we're getting pushed and sandwiched from two different directions. I can't afford this guy to break through that door, so I ult through, and then I make the same mistake again. This is obviously at a point where I'm very tired. Instead of just popping my battery, I cancel it to try and finish some guy for no reason. My battery would have been fully popped and I would have been able to send that guy and help my teammate, but because I'm thirsting again, now it's a 1v1 against some random Ash. I do a massive damage trade on him and I go and use the res straight away while putting a drill to clutter the sound. Now it's a little bit fine. I don't want to push too hard because I don't want to end up getting 1v1'd and then my teammate gets 1v1'd as well. So I try to get this thirst off, but again, completely unnecessary, and thirsting this purple knockdown shield was absolutely ridiculous from us. It really goes to show you that you can be one of the best players around, but if you're doing small stupid things like thirsting enemies, it can throw your entire momentum and entire games. We literally could have lost hundreds of points right now just because of my desire to thirst two dudes. I'm going to talk about overflow healer again for a second. I also still carry my exact same loadout, like batteries and meds, when I have overflow, because I find that you might overplay the cells a little bit too much. You don't realize how slow the regen is of the cells and the syringes, and there's a lot of times where you could have just popped a battery and gotten fully shielded up in 5 seconds rather than popping a cell and it takes freaking 15 to 20 seconds to heal you up all the way. You actually get a lot quicker reset in most situations from just popping a regular bat, so don't drop all your bats as soon as you get overflow. What I like to do when I have overflow is pretend that my cells and my syringes actually do double. So I pretend that when I pop a cell, it was only worth 2. So if I'm fully cracked and I've just got full HP but my shield is cracked, I will pop 2 cells, and even though it's about the same speed as a battery, it will conserve a battery for later if I do need it, and I will only use the cells in a sellable situation where I would have used cells by default, but it will just give me a quicker reset in that situation, allowing me to conserve my batteries for when I really do need them. I can see a team holding the high ground, so I try to drill them off, but I take way too much damage, so I pop a battery. And because no one's immediately pushing us, I even pop a syringe. I know it's for 5 HP, but how many times have you clutched up with 1 HP before? A few times here and there. It's worth having every little bit of health that you can. My teammates want to Valk ult over so that we can get into the ring over this team, and we spot 4 people, so it might be a 3 stack and a rat. There's less than 9 people right now, so it's 4 squads and a question mark right now. We take up 3 of those spots, so that means there's 6 people at most between 3 squads, which is either going to be a 2-2-2 or a 3-2-1. Those are the only situations that we could even be possible right now. So it's either 3 duos, which we don't see, we can see a 3 stack, or it's a 3-2-1. So we know there's a 3, we know there's a 2, and we know there's a 1 at this second. My teammates are moving up on this building, so I'm taking a different angle and I'm entering with them, but there ends up being nobody here. I see in the kill feed that one person just died, and I can see that he instantly died immediately, so that was the solo. So it should be a 3 stack and a duo still alive at the absolute most at this point. My teammates are starting to walk back over towards where that team was holding us out of ring, and I'm going over with them. I must have been absolutely exhausted this game, because why am I still looting in loot boxes when I absolutely don't need anything? It's really important to review your play, see if there's things that you're doing that are a bit stupid, and work on them. Even me, even at the top of my game, I still need to fix these small things like over looting. At this point, Axel ults just triggered me to throw my ball here, but it was a really bad one. I was just trying to protect my teammate. It probably would have been better if I just shot it out for him. And if I wasn't over looting that box, I would have been tight on my teammate when that Axel ult came, and I would have been able to ball it properly and probably push through and fight them straight away. But because of me over looting, we had to back up and re-enter this fight from a different angle. I can see this Parthy holding the left, so I'm keeping my body covered on the right from these guys, but as soon as that Parthy dips, I can refocus on these guys that are in the distance here. My teammate runs in deep all the way by himself, which isn't the best play there, because, you know, I'm still holding back on this rock and trying to make sure that this Pathfinder doesn't shoot us in the side. But as soon as they're all holding that area, I decide that I want to skynade them. So what I do is I put a piece of cover in between me and them. I slightly adjust my aim on each grenade to make sure I hit at least one of them. The first 2 are duds, but the third one slams. I get shots in the back, and now it's 2 guys on 1 HP. I see a ball coming towards me, so I still drill. Then I see a Kraber on my left. I need to get urgent on these guys because they're both 1 HP. Even if they pop battery, I fortify myself. I keep the head glitch on the low ground. I still remain on the head glitch to flush this guy out on his 1 piece of cover. over, and then I see him running away, so I decide to just pop a battery real quick. I tell my teammate to hold his knockdown shield to the right, just in case he tries to do some stupid axle swing on me. And then I'm looking over, he should be 101 health, like absolutely at most. I shoot 2 bullets at his teammate, but I don't continue with the thirst because he's defending well, and I was just trying to spark some urgency in his teammate. I see him trying to go across, so I go, and now I ball again to break the axle ult. I mantle jump to get out of the ring. He gets blasted in the back by the rat, and then I see you click the follow button because you appreciate that I made a 15-minute video just for today.